Godfather 1 and 2 may be the best movies ever made.
I know.
Did you like Michael Corleone?
I loved him. Because I was in a precarious condition, to say the least, because they were going to let me go, I think.
They were going to let you go?
Yeah. They had made a mistake.
They thought you were wrong for Michael?
Well, they did, yeah. Because I started out slow. But you know what kept me was that restaurant scene, you say. When they saw that scene, they kept me in the movie.
Tu padre sta male. Quando tu sta meglio, il cambio ti fa un riunione e mettiamo tutto a posto. Sti fissaria, si deve finire.
So you were thinking you might not be in a movie when you did that gunshot scene?
Yeah. But I knew I was into something, right? But I didn't say anything.
I said, this kid would be terrific for this. You know, I mean, we talked about it, you know, informally.
You see, I'm not saying there's Sonny, you know, and saying, Sonny, you know, or Freddie, come here, I'd like you to meet, I'm not doing that.
How far to go? He doesn't say, look, my father is a criminal, a gangster who has been shot, and he kind of tells her little anecdotes. And at first, it's nice, even when it's lighter, it's fine, but the scene is a serious scene.
My father told Hallie that either his signature or his brains would be on the contract.
Michael, why are all these people bothering your father on a day like this?
Oh, that's because they know that no Sicilian can refuse any request.
How do you do that?
My father made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
For some reason, they were not happy with Al's test. But I knew Francis wanted Al.
I was aware that they didn't want me, and at one point, and it was actually, you know, it seemed okay finally. I thought, Francis, look, I mean, we'll do another movie together. I was relatively young, so I didn't know quite. I thought, well, maybe they were all like this. And it was countless. They went on and on. That's why all the screen tests.
Well, this is a slow wedding. This isn't a wedding. Action.
Michael, why are all those people bothering your father on a day like this?
Oh. Well, that's because they know no Sicilian can refuse a request on his daughter's wedding day.
Oh, good.
They tried to kill him, my father. They did. They nearly did. And so the story goes...
The story goes that he killed 6 men in 2 weeks. He killed 6 men in 2 weeks. 6 men in 1 week.
I remember saying at the time, you know, I just don't respond well to being around where I'm not wanted. Well, anyway, he just stayed with it. It was his tenacity, and that got me in there.
Luca Brazzi held a gun to his head, and my father assured him that either his brains or his signature would be on the contract.
Estoy sintiendo tu perfume embriagador y tus palabras susurrar a media voz y soy feliz al comprender que está llamando a mi puerta el amor. Por eso hoy mi mundo es amanecer de un nuevo sol.
I hated working on the first Godfather. I hated movies about gangsters. I wanted to have anything. I wanted to be a personal auteur filmmaker. And I would go to bed just like in sweaty sheets of such anxiety and fear of being fired, and that they didn't like our dailies, they didn't like Pacino, they didn't like Brando.
The casting of it.
I mentioned Brando to the brass, and they just said, no, absolutely not. I won't quote his name, but they all sat there, and finally they said, Francis, as president of Paramount Pictures, I want you to know formally that Marlon Brando will not appear in this motion picture.
Anyway, if I had this part in the picture, you know, it puts me right back up on top again. But this This man out there, he won't give it to me, the head of the studio.
In case I just threw myself on the ground and had like a mock epileptic fit. Like, what do you want from me? I said, I'm bringing you what I think would be great casting, and you're just like categorically not even allowing me to pursue it.
I want you to rest well, and a month from now, this Hollywood big shot's going to give you what you want.
So they all conferred, these guys, and they came back and they said to me, all right, you must do a screen test.
The Godfather.
I wasn't sure that I could do it. I would never play a part that I couldn't do. Francis asked me if I would do a test.
I call up Brando if I could come and we could do a few makeup tests. That was going to be the screen test, and he said, all right, you know. So then he says he takes some tissue paper and he says, this should be like a bulldog. He said, and he puts it in. And I'm amazed because this transformation is happening from this handsome guy with a ponytail into this Italian guy like my Uncle Louis. So now I have this extraordinary tape. So I figure I'm going to take it to Charlie Bluthorn. And he sees Brando in a blonde pigtail, and he looks and he says, no, I told you, absolutely, that's incredible. Godfather was a horrible experience for me, and for that reason, whenever I walk in a restaurant and they play I become nauseous.
Intensamente estoy viviendo la emoción que ha desbordado el volcán de tu ilusión, y al escuchar tu corazón entre mis brazos lo he fundido con mi amor.